The Stoics, an ancient school of philosophy, believed that true strength lies not in conquering external forces, but in mastering our own emotions. In a world that often feels chaotic and full of challenges, this wisdom is more relevant than ever. Have you ever felt emotionally drained after spending time with someone who seems to thrive on negativity? Toxic individuals can disrupt our mental well-being, leaving us frustrated, anxious, and powerless. Their energy can cloud our judgment and pull us into emotional turmoil. But what if there were practical strategies to navigate these difficult dynamics without losing your peace of mind? In this video, we'll explore 13 powerful Stoic-inspired principles that can help you interact with toxic people in a way that maintains your emotional balance and inner strength. These are not just abstract ideas, but concrete, actionable steps you can apply in your daily life. From setting healthy boundaries to practicing mindful detachment, these strategies will allow you to approach even the most challenging relationships with compassion, grace, and resilience. Imagine being able to maintain your inner calm while others spiral into negativity. This is the true power of Stoicism. Join me on a transformative journey to protect your emotional well-being and enhance your mental resilience. If you're seeking more wisdom on how to lead a life of calm, strength, and purpose, be sure to subscribe to the channel. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with a practical toolbox filled with Stoic insights that will empower you to handle toxic people effectively and confidently. So, take a deep breath, let go of the stress, and get ready to master your emotions like the Stoics did centuries ago. Let's begin this journey together. Number 1. Identifying and understanding the toxic threat. Take a moment to picture yourself standing as a vigilant guard at the entrance of your personal citadel, a fortress symbolizing your inner tranquility, physical health, and emotional safety. The walls of the stronghold are resilient, built from the habits and boundaries you've carefully cultivated over time. But like any well-defended space, the first line of protection isn't just the strength of the walls, it's awareness. Awareness is the sentinel that alerts you to approaching threats, especially the subtle yet insidious influence of toxic individuals. Just as a seasoned guard can sense danger before it fully reveals itself, you must learn to recognize the early warning signs that someone's negativity or manipulation is encroaching upon your personal sanctuary. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher renowned for his emphasis on reason, self-control, and inner strength, reminds us in his Enchiridion that it is not what happens to you that upsets you. More importantly, it is your judgment of what happens. This piece of Stoic wisdom is especially vital when navigating interactions with toxic people. Their negative words, actions, or manipulative behaviors may seem powerful, but in reality, they only have the influence you grant them. It's not their actions that disrupt your peace. It's your internal reaction, your perception, that dictates how much access they have to your emotional and mental state. When you adopt this mindset, you begin to realize that toxic individuals cannot erode your inner peace unless you allow them to. You are the gatekeeper. Your emotional reaction is the key to your fortress. This understanding arms you with the power to choose. Will you let their negativity penetrate your walls, or will you stand firm, viewing their actions as simply external events that cannot affect the core of who you are? This mental shift, rooted in Stoic philosophy, can transform your approach to dealing with toxic people, giving you the tools to maintain your serenity even in the face of conflict. In this light, every encounter with a toxic person becomes an opportunity to practice Stoic detachment. Rather than being pulled into their emotional chaos, you can remain centered, observing their behavior without becoming entangled in it. This isn't about apathy, but about reclaiming your agency and protecting your inner citadel from unnecessary harm. Your tranquility is precious, and no one's negativity is worth surrendering it. Learning to cultivate a Stoic gaze, a calm and objective way of viewing the situation, is the key to success. Recognizing the characteristics of toxic behavior is a necessary step in this process. Listed below are some important warning signs. Constant criticism. A toxic individual may find nothing but fault with you, your conduct, or your decisions on a consistent basis. Although this criticism may be indirect or overt, It will always leave you feeling deflated and uncertain about your abilities. Manipulative behavior. Toxic people frequently resort to deceptive strategies to achieve their goals. In an effort to exert control over your behavior, they may use flattery, guilt trips, or even threats. Negativity. A toxic person appears to thrive on negativity. They continuously complain and drag others down with their pessimism, focusing on the worst aspect of the problems they are concerned with. Additionally, there are several types of toxic personalities you should be aware of. The narcissist. This person is constantly seeking approval and adoration. They may be charming at first, but their interactions are ultimately one-sided, leaving you feeling emotionally exhausted. The gossip. This individual lives on social turmoil. They are known to spread rumors, stir up trouble, and take pleasure in causing friction between people. The energy vampire. This person has the ability to drain your vitality. Interactions with them leave you feeling mentally and emotionally drained. Developing a mental map of potential dangers to your inner citadel can be achieved by gaining awareness of the various toxic personalities and behaviors they display. Just as a Roman Stoic philosopher like Seneca might devise a plan to combat an adversary on the battlefield, you can use your newfound awareness to anticipate the strategies of potentially harmful individuals and devise a plan to protect your emotional well-being. Number 2. Fortify your walls. Imagine yourself as Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic Emperor of Rome, charged with governing not just a sprawling empire, but also the complex realm of your own mind. To rule with wisdom and strength over such a vast territory required not only military might, but also profound self-awareness, resilience, and unwavering determination. These very same qualities are indispensable when it comes to fortifying the walls of your inner citadel, the seat of your emotional well-being. Just as the emperor defended his empire's borders, you must safeguard your mental and emotional terrain from those who would seek to encroach upon it. Your boundaries are the foundation of this inner citadel, much like the fortified walls of ancient Rome. In the face of toxic people, these boundaries are not merely abstract principles. They are the very lines that distinguish your well-being from chaos. They define what you will tolerate and, more importantly, what you will not. Toxic individuals may attempt to manipulate, control, or drain you, but your boundaries are your defense, your shield against these invasions. Marcus Aurelius understood the importance of firm limits. A wise ruler does not permit invaders to cross into his lands without resistance, for each violation weakens the empire and diminishes its strength. Similarly, when you allow toxic people to breach your emotional boundaries, you give them power over your inner state. But when you set firm boundaries, you reclaim that power, reinforcing the walls of your inner citadel and ensuring that your peace remains intact. These boundaries are not just defensive measures, but also acts of self-respect. They are declarations of what you value: your peace, your time, your emotional energy. In drawing these lines, you are not being cruel or unkind. On the contrary, you are exercising the Stoic virtue of wisdom by recognizing that true strength lies in self-control, not in surrendering to the whims of others. You cannot control the actions of toxic people, but you can control how you respond. Much like Marcus Aurelius ruling with both compassion and firmness, you too must navigate interactions with toxic individuals in a way that balances empathy with self-preservation. Just as an emperor would protect his kingdom with a steady hand and clear intent, you must safeguard your emotional space, ensuring that only what is beneficial and virtuous is allowed to remain within your citadel. The strength to uphold these boundaries is not a sign of cruelty or weakness. It is an affirmation of your self-worth, a testament to your commitment to living a life guided by Stoic principles. In the end, it is this unyielding determination, the ability to protect what is most precious within you, that makes the walls of your inner citadel impenetrable, securing your peace and ensuring that your emotional well-being remains a sanctuary in a world filled with potential invaders. Here, Stoic philosophy, with its profound emphasis on reason and self-control, becomes a guiding light in navigating the complexities of interpersonal dynamics. The first step in this journey of self-preservation is to clearly identify which activities and interactions drain your energy or compromise your sense of self-worth. Consider the various sources of negativity in your life. Is it the relentless pessimism that permeates conversations with a friend, the manipulative tactics employed by a coworker that leave you feeling unsettled, or the intrusive advice from a family member that undermines your autonomy? Engaging in this self-reflective process requires honesty and introspection. It's essential to confront the uncomfortable truths about what you will no longer tolerate. Acknowledging these negative influences is not merely an exercise in self-awareness. It is a powerful act of self-respect. By shining a light on these toxic behaviors, you empower yourself to make conscious choices about who and what you allow into your life. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control the actions of others, we have complete dominion over our responses and choices. Understanding what depletes your energy creates a clearer picture of your emotional landscape, allowing you to set appropriate boundaries. This clarity is crucial in fostering resilience. It enables you to prioritize your mental well-being and safeguard your inner peace against external disturbances. Take a moment to evaluate the relationships in your life through the Stoic lens. Recognize the patterns that lead to emotional fatigue or discomfort. Are there recurring themes in your interactions that suggest a need for reevaluation? By honestly assessing these influences, you position yourself to create healthier dynamics that align with your values and aspirations. Ultimately, the journey to self-preservation and emotional resilience begins with this foundational step of awareness. It paves the way for you to cultivate a life filled with meaningful connections while simultaneously shielding yourself from the toxic energies that can undermine your well-being. Embrace this practice of discernment. It is a vital component of the Stoic path toward a balanced and virtuous life. The next step is to communicate these boundaries clearly and concisely. Channel your inner Marcus Aurelius and be firm while remaining fair. To facilitate effective communication, consider these strategies. Reflect on your feelings and use I statements. Instead of saying, "You are always so negative," try saying, "I feel drained when you constantly focus on the unpleasant things." Be as specific as possible. Avoid leaving room for misunderstanding. Rather than saying, "I need some space," say, "I can't talk right now, but I'd be happy to chat later this week." Be kind yet firm. There is a difference between being assertive and aggressive. Convey your point with self-assurance while avoiding hostility. Establishing boundaries is not merely a one-time declaration. It is an ongoing commitment that requires vigilance and consistency, akin to a stoic ruler who remains perpetually on guard against invasions. Just as a wise monarch understands that their kingdom's integrity depends on maintaining strong defenses, you must recognize that your emotional well-being hinges on the firmness with which you uphold your boundaries. When a toxic individual disregards the limits you have set, approach the situation with a calm yet assertive demeanor. A gentle reminder of your boundaries serves as a reaffirmation of your commitment to yourself and your mental health. It's essential to communicate your needs clearly, emphasizing that these boundaries are not arbitrary, but rather protective measures that enable you to cultivate a healthier environment for yourself. In some instances, it may become evident that further interactions are detrimental to your well-being. In such cases, it may be necessary to limit your engagements or withdraw from the situation entirely. This is not an act of malice or punishment. Rather, it is a necessary step to safeguard your emotional sanctuary. Stoicism teaches us that protecting our inner peace is paramount. Thus, distancing yourself from negativity is a rational and self-loving decision. Remember, the act of establishing boundaries is rooted in self-respect and compassion. It allows you to create a space where you can thrive, free from the toxic influences that seek to undermine your serenity. By consistently enforcing your boundaries, you not only honor your own needs, but also set a clear standard for how you expect to be treated. This steadfastness will ultimately cultivate a sense of empowerment, enabling you to navigate your relationships with grace and resilience. Embrace this practice as an essential component of your Stoic journey, and watch as your inner fortress becomes a sanctuary of peace and strength. The Stoics vigorously avoided envy, a vice that often fuels toxic interactions, by setting boundaries. By doing so, you are not being selfish. You are safeguarding your emotional well-being and creating the space needed to cultivate inner peace on your Stoic path. Number 3. Become uninteresting to the emotional barbarian. Consider a fierce emotional barbarian driven by negativity and searching for dramatic conflict. Some toxic individuals behave this way, relying on your emotional response to fuel their negativity. In such situations, the Stoic principles of emotional regulation and indifference to external stimuli inspire the gray rock method, which serves as a powerful tool. This method, developed by therapist Paul Friedman, involves becoming as unresponsive and uninteresting as a gray rock, depriving the toxic individual of the attention and emotional reaction they seek. It is a strategy that involves being emotionally less receptive. It is not about fully shutting down. Rather, it is about providing the emotional equivalent of a smooth, gray rock, a surface that is neutral and unyielding, which does not provide any handholds for the negative to cling to. To further dissect this approach, let us draw upon the sage advice of Seneca, a great Roman Stoic philosopher. Seneca tells us that true happiness resides in enjoying the present without anxious dependence on the future. This is a reminder that we should starve ourselves of the need for attention. Toxic people, most of the time, seek attention, whether it be positive or negative. With the gray rock method, you prevent them from experiencing the emotional response they are looking for. In the midst of the storm they are attempting to create, you become uninteresting, just like a dull rock. Neutral responses serve as your armor. The gray rock method is a powerful strategy designed to help you navigate interactions with toxic individuals by intentionally responding to their negative statements with neutral, factual replies. The essence of this technique lies in your ability to remain emotionally detached and to avoid engaging in the emotional disputes or justifications that toxic people often seek. For instance, if a toxic friend belittles your work, you can effectively deflect their attack by simply stating, "That's interesting," or "I see," thereby refusing to provide them with any additional fuel for their negativity. Toxic individuals frequently employ a variety of tactics to manipulate and control your emotions, such as sarcasm, guilt trips, or overt hostility. They thrive on your reactions, and by drawing you into their emotional vortex, they distract you from your own sense of self-worth and peace. Thus, it becomes imperative to disengage from their emotional traps and maintain your composure. When faced with negativity, remember that your primary goal is to protect your inner tranquility. By responding factually and calmly, you send a clear message that their attempts to provoke you are ineffective. This method not only shields you from their drama, but also reaffirms your autonomy over your emotional responses. Practicing the gray rock method allows you to reclaim your power in the face of toxicity. As you become more adept at remaining neutral and unfazed, you will find that toxic individuals may lose interest in engaging with you, as their usual tactics fail to elicit the desired reaction. Over time, this approach cultivates a sense of resilience, helping you to navigate relationships with greater ease and confidence. Embrace this technique as part of your emotional toolkit, empowering yourself to maintain your inner peace while effectively managing difficult dynamics. It is crucial to remember the wisdom of Seneca, who teaches us that the path to genuine happiness lies in freeing ourselves from the shackles of both excessive hopes and unfounded fears. This principle becomes particularly significant when navigating the tumultuous waters of relationships with toxic individuals. Allowing them to exert emotional power over you only serves to undermine your peace of mind and self-worth. Instead, the gray rock method emerges as a potent tool for maintaining your emotional integrity. However, it's essential to recognize that this technique is not a miracle cure. It requires practice and consistency. Initially, some toxic personalities may escalate their behavior as they test the boundaries of your emotional resolve. They may attempt to provoke a reaction, seeking to reestablish the control they once had over you. In such moments, It's vital to stay calm and composed, reminding yourself that you are not responsible for their negativity or their reactions. Your focus should remain steadfast on protecting your inner sanctuary. By consistently applying the gray rock method, you can transform yourself from a passive victim of their emotional theatrics into an unmoved spectator of their antics. This shift in perspective empowers you to navigate these interactions with grace and resilience. As you practice this technique, you will cultivate a sense of emotional fortitude, allowing you to remain grounded in your own reality, irrespective of the chaos that surrounds you. Embrace this Stoic-inspired approach, and you will find that, over time, your inner calm and emotional well-being become increasingly fortified against the storms of negativity that toxic individuals may bring. By refusing to engage in their emotional games, you reclaim your power and foster a life characterized by serenity and strength. Number 4. The broken record technique. Imagine being subjected to a never-ending onslaught of manipulation, a toxic individual relentlessly chipping away at your boundaries through deceptive arguments and emotional ploys. Such persistent attacks can feel like a barrage, draining your emotional reserves and leaving you feeling both overwhelmed and vulnerable. However, don't despair. The Stoic principles of unshakable reason and steadfast perseverance inspire a powerful defense mechanism known as the broken record technique. This technique serves as a strategic response to the intricate web of manipulation often spun by toxic individuals. Much like a broken record that skips and continuously replays the same track, the broken record technique involves calmly and assertively repeating a clear statement about your position or boundaries. By doing so, you maintain a laser focus on your needs and desires, refusing to be swayed by the emotional turmoil that may accompany their attempts to manipulate you. The beauty of this method lies in its simplicity and effectiveness. When faced with a barrage of emotional tactics, be it guilt-tripping, gaslighting, or passive-aggressive remarks, repeating your stance can serve to disarm the manipulator. For instance, if a toxic person insists on overstepping your boundaries, you might respond with, "I cannot discuss this right now," or "I've made my decision." By sticking to your script, you not only assert your position but also send a clear message that you will not engage in their emotional games. Additionally, this approach embodies a Stoic commitment to maintaining clarity and purpose in the face of adversity. It encourages you to stand firm in your convictions without becoming embroiled in the emotional upheaval that often accompanies toxic interactions. The repetition of your boundaries reinforces them, making it more challenging for the toxic individual to erode your sense of self and your emotional well-being. Ultimately, the broken record technique transforms you into a steadfast guardian of your inner peace, enabling you to navigate difficult dynamics with confidence and resolve. By employing this Stoic-inspired strategy, you create a protective barrier against manipulation, allowing you to prioritize your needs while maintaining your emotional integrity. So, the next time you encounter a toxic individual trying to chip away at your boundaries, remember the power of the broken record technique and stand firm in your resolve. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, emphasized the power of perseverance. The phrase "freedom is the only good" highlights the importance of having the liberty to set your own boundaries and say no without needing to explain yourself. The broken record technique exemplifies this principle. By calmly repeating your position, you display steadfast resolve and prevent the manipulator from derailing you. Manipulators often employ a variety of emotional tactics: flattery, guilt trips, anger, and even passive-aggressive comments to gain control over a situation and bend others to their will. These strategies can be disorienting and draining, leaving you feeling confused and emotionally vulnerable. However, the broken record technique emerges as a vital defense mechanism against such emotional attacks, helping you maintain your ground by keeping your responses firmly rooted in reason and clarity. At its core, the broken record technique is about the consistent repetition of your stance or boundary, serving as a steadfast reminder of your position in the face of manipulation. This repetition can bewilder the manipulator as it disrupts the natural flow of their argument, forcing them to confront the weaknesses in their logic. Imagine a wave crashing relentlessly against a solid rock. No matter how fiercely the wave strikes, the rock remains unmoved, its integrity intact, while the wave eventually dissipates into the sea. By embodying this principle, you become that solid rock. When faced with flattery designed to entice you or guilt trips aimed at invoking feelings of obligation, you simply restate your position with calm assurance. For instance, if someone attempts to manipulate you with flattery, instead of getting swept up in the praise, you might respond with, "I appreciate your kind words, but my decision stands." By maintaining this focus, you effectively disarm their attempts at emotional control, revealing their tactics for what they are, attempts to sway you away from your values. Furthermore, this technique not only protects your emotional well-being, but also serves as a model for those around you, demonstrating the importance of self-respect and clarity in communication. As you consistently uphold your boundaries, you inspire others to recognize the importance of doing the same in their own lives. In essence, the broken record technique transforms you into a resilient bastion against emotional manipulation, ensuring that your inner strength remains unyielded. By embodying this stoic approach, you cultivate an unwavering sense of self, allowing you to navigate the complexities of human interaction with poise and integrity. So the next time you encounter manipulative behavior, remember the power of the broken record technique. It is your shield against emotional upheaval, reinforcing the notion that while waves may crash against you, your core remains steadfast and unshakable. Contrary to popular belief, the broken record technique is not confrontational. It is about maintaining your stance and enforcing your boundaries calmly. Stoicism emphasizes reason and logic as guiding principles in navigating life's challenges. By using this technique, you empower yourself to resist manipulation and protect your inner peace with unwavering determination. Number 5. Don't take the bait. Imagine a skilled angler casting a line baited with negative thoughts, hoping to reel you into a whirlpool of emotional drama. Toxic individuals often use provocations, insults, or guilt trips, expertly designed to elicit a reaction that feeds their negativity and fuels the drama surrounding them. This is their strategy, an emotional fishing expedition aimed at ensnaring you in their turbulent waters. But you have a powerful defense at your disposal, one rooted in Stoic philosophy: indifference. Indifference in this context does not imply apathy or lack of concern. Rather, it signifies a conscious choice to remain unperturbed by external provocations. It is the ability to recognize that the negativity of others is not a reflection of your worth or character, but a manifestation of their struggles and limitations. By adopting an indifferent stance, you create an emotional buffer that prevents their negativity from penetrating your inner peace. Picture yourself standing on the shore, watching as the angler casts their line. The water may swirl with chaotic currents, but you are not tempted to jump in. Instead, you observe the scene with a sense of detachment, understanding that the bait is designed to provoke you, to pull you into a realm of emotional upheaval. The Stoics teach us that our reactions are within our control, while the actions of others are not. This knowledge empowers you to choose how to respond, rather than becoming a mere pawn in their game. When faced with toxic provocations, practice the art of indifference by acknowledging the attempt without giving it the energy it seeks. For instance, if a colleague hurls an insult your way, instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, you can calmly respond with a neutral remark, such as, "I appreciate your feedback," and move on. This approach not only diffuses the immediate tension, but also demonstrates that their words hold no sway over your emotional state. Indifference allows you to maintain your composure and navigate the turbulent waters of toxic interactions with grace and resilience. By cultivating this quality, you transform yourself from a reactive participant in their drama into a wise observer of their behavior. You begin to recognize that their provocations are a reflection of their inner turmoil, not a commentary on your value or abilities. As you embrace indifference, you fortify your emotional sanctuary, reinforcing your boundaries against those who would seek to disrupt your tranquility. The Stoics remind us that true strength lies in mastering our own responses, and by embodying indifference, you reclaim your power. You become a steadfast presence in the face of negativity, navigating the world with a calm and centered demeanor. So the next time someone casts their line in your direction, remember the wisdom of indifference. Stand firm on the shore of your own emotional landscape, and let the tumultuous waters of toxic behavior flow past you without drawing you in. Indifference is not the same as apathy. Apathy implies a lack of concern and listlessness, while indifference refers to emotional detachment from negative judgments and situations that distort our reason. The Stoics, particularly philosophers like Epictetus, distinguish between the two. When dealing with toxic people, this distinction is crucial. Here's how Stoic indifference can help you avoid falling into their emotional traps. First, be aware of their strategy. Recognize the telltale signs that a toxic person is trying to bait you. Is it a sarcastic remark, a veiled insult, or a guilt trip disguised as a suggestion? Once you identify their tactic, you have already weakened its effectiveness. The bait is meant to provoke reactions such as anger, annoyance, or defensiveness, but Stoic indifference allows you to avoid getting emotionally hooked. Imagine seeing the bait hanging in the water. Instead of reacting, you take a moment to examine it with calm detachment, unaffected by its potential to provoke anger or hurt. This is the essence of practicing indifference. When you consciously choose not to respond to their negativity, you effectively deprive them of the emotional fuel they desperately seek. The drama they attempt to orchestrate begins to fade, as it cannot survive without a reaction. Picture their harsh words hanging in the air, devoid of the impact they intended. By remaining silent or responding neutrally, you transform their bards into mere whispers, dissipating their potency. The emotional weight they hope to impose on you diminishes, allowing you to maintain your inner equilibrium. You become an unyielding fortress, impervious to the attempts of toxic individuals to penetrate your defenses. In this space of emotional clarity, you recognize that their provocations stem from their own unresolved issues, not from any truth about your character. The more you practice this detached observation, the more you fortify your resilience. You realize that their insults and guilt trips are reflections of their turmoil, projecting their struggles onto you in an effort to elicit a reaction. By choosing not to engage, you reclaim your power and assert control over your emotional landscape. Instead of becoming entangled in their web of negativity, you rise above it, understanding that your peace is paramount. The energy you would have expended in anger or frustration is preserved for more meaningful pursuits, building positive connections, nurturing your passions, and cultivating a life filled with purpose. Ultimately, practicing indifference in the face of toxicity allows you to protect your emotional well-being while serving as a silent testament to your strength. You become a beacon of stability in a sea of chaos, demonstrating that true power lies not in reacting, but in choosing how to respond. The next time you encounter the bait hanging in the water, remember that your calm detachment transforms it from a source of potential harm into a mere illusion, one that holds no sway over your inner peace. By practicing Stoic indifference, you free yourself from the emotional chaos toxic individuals seek to create, allowing their attempts at manipulation to wither without engagement. It is not necessary to transform into a heartless and uncaring machine. Rather, the practice of Stoicism encourages a nuanced approach to emotions. Stoicism promotes the expression of positive feelings, while emphasizing the importance of detaching from negative emotions that are beyond your control. This philosophy encourages you to channel your feelings toward aspects of life you can influence, fostering a sense of empowerment rather than victimhood. By practicing Stoic indifference, you can effectively transform yourself from a passive player in someone else's emotional drama into a peaceful observer. This transition is not about suppressing your emotions, but rather about recognizing which feelings serve you and which do not. You learn to acknowledge the negative emotions stirred up by toxic individuals without letting them dictate your state of mind. In this way, you create a protective barrier around your emotional well-being. When faced with negativity, This practice allows you to assert that you are unwilling to become entangled in their emotional web. Your response is not one of hostility or indifference, but rather a measured understanding and clarity. You recognize that the storms others attempt to create are often reflections of their internal struggles, and you refuse to allow their turbulence to disrupt your inner serenity. Your inner tranquility becomes a refuge, a sanctuary that remains unaffected by the chaotic winds of external negativity. This protective space is cultivated through self-awareness and the intentional choice to respond rather than react. It allows you to engage with the world authentically, expressing joy, compassion, and kindness, while simultaneously safeguarding yourself against the corrosive effects of toxic interactions. In essence, practicing stoic indifference is about maintaining a healthy emotional balance. It empowers you to engage with life wholeheartedly, embracing positive connections and experiences while remaining grounded in your own values and principles. As you cultivate this inner strength, you become an oasis of calm amidst the turbulence, inspiring those around you with your resilience and emotional clarity. Your journey toward tranquility becomes not just a personal endeavor, but a powerful statement about the transformative potential of Stoic philosophy. Number 6. The art of non-reaction. Imagine someone who is a verbal gladiator, an individual expertly wielding words like weapons, skilled in the art of insults and barbs, thriving on heated back-and-forth arguments. These toxic individuals often find their home in this combative realm, using their sharp tongues with the intent to incite anger, humiliate, and lure you into their emotional sphere. In this high-stakes arena, emotions run rampant, and the air is thick with tension. However, amidst this chaos, there exists a Stoic strategy that is highly effective and often underappreciated: the art of non-reaction. Non-reaction is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it is an empowering choice rooted in self-control and reason. Stoicism teaches us that our emotional responses should not be dictated by the provocations of others. Instead of allowing their barbs to pierce your composure, you can choose to remain steadfast, like a rock amidst crashing waves. This art of non-reaction involves cultivating a mindset where you acknowledge the attack without feeling compelled to engage with it. When confronted by a verbal gladiator, imagine standing at the edge of a battlefield where their insults fly like arrows. Instead of drawing your sword and engaging in combat, you simply observe, allowing their words to pass by without landing on your heart. By refusing to react emotionally, you disrupt their rhythm, taking away their power and control. The lack of response can leave them disoriented, as their attempts to provoke you fall flat against your calm demeanor. In practicing non-reaction, you not only protect your inner peace, but also model a powerful example of emotional resilience. You create a space where their negativity cannot thrive, and in doing so, you assert your sovereignty over your emotional landscape. The Stoic philosopher Seneca reminds us that the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. By refusing to stoop to their level, you elevate yourself above the fray, demonstrating that you are not swayed by their tactics. Moreover, the art of non-reaction can transform potential conflicts into opportunities for reflection. When you resist the urge to retaliate, you open the door to self-examination and introspection. You can ask yourself why their words affected you and what underlying insecurities may be at play. This process of self-reflection aligns with Stoic teachings, as it allows you to understand your triggers better and cultivate a more resilient mindset. As you embrace the art of non-reaction, you will find that the emotional gladiators lose their appeal. Their insults become mere echoes, unable to penetrate the fortress of your tranquility. Instead of being drawn into their emotional sphere, you remain anchored in your own reality, maintaining your sense of self-worth and dignity. In essence, mastering the art of non-reaction is a transformative practice that empowers you to navigate toxic interactions with grace and strength. By embodying this Stoic principle, you cultivate a profound sense of inner peace that remains untouched by the provocations of others. With each non-reaction, you build resilience, creating a buffer against negativity and reinforcing your commitment to emotional well-being. Through this journey, You will discover that true strength lies not in engaging in battle, but in choosing to rise above the fray, ultimately fostering a life of serenity and clarity. When used strategically, silence can become a powerful weapon against verbal assaults. It disrupts the dynamic that toxic individuals depend on, effectively disarming them. However, remaining silent does not come naturally to everyone. The impulse to defend ourselves or to win an argument is deeply ingrained in us. But Stoicism teaches the importance of mastering our reactions. Maintaining stillness at the right moment demonstrates true control. To understand the power of non-reaction, let us consider the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, the renowned Roman Stoic emperor. Toxic individuals often rely on predictable patterns. They speak with a negative tone, expecting a reaction, be it anger, annoyance, or defensiveness. By reacting emotionally, you feed the toxic dance. In contrast, non-reaction breaks this cycle. When you choose not to respond, you deny them the emotional engagement they seek. Imagine a tennis player swinging their racket toward an empty court. Their powerful serve falls flat, met only by silence. In this scenario, silence is not an absence. It is a form of communication. It conveys that you possess self-control and are unwilling to engage in their negativity. The message is one of strength, showing that you are detached from their attempts at emotional manipulation. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Become one. Your silence exemplifies the Stoic virtues of calmness, reason, and emotional resilience. When you refuse to react, you are embodying these virtues. Prepare for escalation. When employing the art of non-reaction, it's essential to be prepared for potential escalation. Initially, a toxic person may intensify their efforts, launching a barrage of insults and provocations in an attempt to elicit a response from you. They may misinterpret your silence as an opportunity to exert further control, believing that persistence will eventually break your composure. However, it is during these moments of heightened tension that your resolve must shine the brightest. Stay composed and remain steadfast in your silence, firmly rooted in the understanding that your tranquility is paramount. It's crucial to remember that silence is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it is a powerful tool wielded by those who possess true strength. In a world often driven by emotional reactions, your ability to maintain calm in the face of chaos speaks volumes about your character. Silence can serve as a shield, protecting you from the toxicity around you while also reflecting a profound sense of self-control. It communicates to the toxic individual that you refuse to be drawn into their web of negativity, asserting your boundaries with grace and dignity. While non-reaction is not a panacea for every challenging encounter, it is an essential weapon in your Stoic toolkit. Its effectiveness lies in its strategic application. When utilized thoughtfully, it can disarm toxic individuals and protect your inner peace. By choosing not to engage with their emotional theatrics, you preserve your energy for more constructive pursuits and reinforce your autonomy over your own feelings. In this way, non-reaction becomes a statement of empowerment rather than passivity. Moreover, this approach allows you to remain focused on what truly matters: your emotional well-being and personal growth. Each moment you spend maintaining your silence strengthens your resilience, helping you cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness. You become less susceptible to the emotional ploys of others, viewing their attempts to provoke you through a lens of detached observation. This perspective enables you to assess the situation rationally rather than reacting impulsively. In navigating the tumultuous waters of toxic interactions, remember that the goal is not to change the other person, but to maintain your own inner sanctum. By mastering the art of non-reaction, you affirm your commitment to emotional clarity and well-being. With each instance of choosing silence over conflict, you cultivate a powerful shield that not only protects you, but also illustrates your mastery over your own emotions. In doing so, you pave the way for healthier interactions and foster an environment in which your inner peace can flourish. As you hone this skill, you will discover that true strength lies not in the heat of battle, but in the quiet resolve to stand firm amidst the storm. Number 7. Limit your exposure. Imagine yourself within a fortified citadel, where your mental well-being is carefully preserved by the boundaries you have set. This stronghold represents not just a physical space, but also an emotional sanctuary, a refuge where you cultivate peace, clarity, and resilience. However, even the strongest walls cannot completely shield you from external threats. Toxic individuals, like persistent intruders, may still attempt to breach your defenses, testing your resolve and probing for vulnerabilities. In this scenario, the Stoic concept of controlling what you can control becomes your most vital ally. You have the power to dictate your reactions and responses to these intrusions, safeguarding your inner sanctum against the corrosive effects of negativity. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot always dictate the actions of others, we can certainly control our perceptions and choices. The first step in this process is to acknowledge that the behavior of toxic individuals is outside your realm of control. This understanding frees you from the emotional burden of trying to change or manage their actions. Next, focus on what is within your grasp, your thoughts, feelings, and the boundaries you establish. When a toxic person tries to undermine your serenity, remember that you hold the key to your emotional fortress. You can choose how to respond or not respond based on your values and priorities. Consider the implications of every interaction. Will it serve to fortify your defenses or erode your peace? By evaluating these moments through a Stoic lens, you empower yourself to react from a place of strength and self-awareness rather than from fear or frustration. Establishing firm boundaries is a fundamental aspect of this process. Just as a citadel is fortified with walls, your emotional boundaries serve to delineate what behaviors you will tolerate and what you will not. Communicate these limits clearly, reinforcing them whenever they are tested. Remember that boundaries are not meant to isolate you, but to protect your well-being, allowing you to engage with the world while keeping harmful influences at bay. In this ongoing battle against negativity, cultivate a mindset of resilience. Embrace the idea that your worth is not determined by the opinions or actions of toxic individuals. Instead, draw strength from your values, aspirations, and the inner peace you have cultivated. This resilience acts as an additional layer of armor, reinforcing your ability to withstand the onslaught of negativity. When faced with an attack, remind yourself that you have the power to choose your response. You can practice techniques like the gray rock method, where you respond with neutrality and calmness, deflecting their attempts to provoke you. Alternatively, you might choose the art of non-reaction, demonstrating that their words and actions hold no sway over your emotional state. By embodying these Stoic principles, you transform from a passive recipient of toxic behavior into an empowered guardian of your mental well-being. Each time you successfully maintain your composure in the face of adversity, you strengthen the walls of your citadel, reinforcing your resolve and resilience. In this way, you not only protect yourself but also set an example for others, demonstrating that inner peace is achievable even amid external chaos. As you navigate these challenges, remember that the citadel of your mind is yours to fortify. Embrace the Stoic wisdom of controlling what you can control, and let that knowledge guide you in creating a sanctuary of serenity that remains impervious to the negativity that may attempt to infiltrate your life. While you cannot control the actions of toxic people, you can control the amount of time you spend around them. One of the first lines of defense is to limit your exposure to toxic individuals whenever possible. Create physical distance when you can. This might mean rescheduling a lunch meeting or respectfully excusing yourself from a conversation. Remember, this is not about being impolite. It is about self-preservation. Just as a Stoic leader would not send his troops into an unnecessary battle, you should not subject yourself to negativity that serves no purpose. However, it is not always possible to avoid toxic individuals entirely. Sometimes they may be colleagues, family members, or even close friends. In these cases, establishing emotional distance becomes essential. Here are 2 strategies to help maintain that distance. 1. Mental detachment. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus tells us that happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one another. This highlights the importance of maintaining mental detachment. You can understand someone's pessimism without allowing it to affect your own outlook. By observing their behavior impartially, you protect yourself from becoming emotionally entangled in their negativity. 2. Cognitive reframing. Toxic individuals often attempt to manipulate your emotions through negativity. Cognitive reframing, a technique deeply rooted in Stoic thought, can help counteract this. By reframing their negativity, you transform it into a neutral observation. For example, if a coworker is constantly complaining, you might reframe the situation by thinking, they seem to be having a difficult day, rather than letting their negativity bring you down. Toxic people thrive on negativity. Thus, it is important to focus on the positive. Try not to give them the ability to take away your happiness. Make a concerted effort to concentrate on the positive aspects of your life, such as the personal interests you enjoy, the meaningful work you do, and the supportive friends you have. Allow yourself to be emotionally protected by these beneficial factors, a safe haven from the negativity they bring. There is no cowardice in limiting your exposure, both physically and emotionally. Protecting your inner peace and practicing self-care are both important. Stoics strongly believe in leading a moral life and acting rationally. When you reduce the amount of time spent interacting with negative people and situations, you create space to nurture a flourishing inner life. Imagine your fortress is encircled by a large moat, which serves not only as a physical barrier, but also as an emotional one, protecting your peace from the advancing negativity of toxic individuals. Number 8. Build your support system. Now, imagine yourself as a guard at the entrance of your inner castle, a bastion of tranquility and resilience. Your walls have been fortified with boundaries that clearly delineate what behaviors you will tolerate, and you've mastered the art of non-reaction, allowing you to remain unmoved by the provocations of toxic individuals. You've diligently worked to reduce the number of harmful influences in your life, creating a peaceful environment that nurtures your well-being. However, even the most courageous warrior requires a strong phalanx, a formation of trustworthy allies, to defend their position effectively. Your support system is your Stoic phalanx, a vital component in maintaining your inner serenity while facing negativity. These allies, be they friends, family, or like-minded individuals who resonate with your values, serve as your first line of defense against the emotional storms that may seek to infiltrate your fortress. Much like the ancient warriors who fought shoulder to shoulder, your support network provides not just strength but also perspective, encouragement, and a sense of belonging. In moments of doubt or turmoil, these allies remind you of your worth and the boundaries you've established. They reinforce your resolve to stay true to your Stoic principles, offering insights that align with the philosophy you cherish. Think of them as fellow guards who stand watch alongside you, ever vigilant against the encroachments of negativity. When a toxic individual attempts to breach your defenses, your phalanx stands ready to support you, lending their strength and wisdom to help you navigate the situation with grace and composure. Building the Stoic phalanx requires intention and effort. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, who respect your boundaries, and who embody the virtues you aspire to cultivate. Reason, courage, and self-control. Engage in meaningful conversations with them. Share your experiences and provide mutual support in times of need. In doing so, you create a dynamic of reciprocity that reinforces your collective resilience. Moreover, this alliance empowers you to practice vulnerability, allowing you to express your feelings and concerns without fear of judgment. Your allies offer a safe space to process difficult emotions, reminding you that it's okay to seek support. Their presence helps to diffuse the weight of negativity, fostering a sense of community that can be profoundly restorative. In the midst of adversity, remember that it's not just your strength that sustains you, it's the combined strength of your phalanx. When you encounter resistance from toxic individuals, lean on your allies. They can provide insights that illuminate the situation, helping you see beyond the immediate challenges and grounding you in your Stoic practice. Together, you can strategize, share coping techniques, and reaffirm each other's commitment to maintaining emotional well-being. As you stand guard at the entrance of your inner castle, take pride in the phalanx you've assembled. Recognize that the collective strength of your support system enhances your capacity to face negativity with resilience. With your allies by your side, you not only protect your inner sanctuary, but also cultivate an environment where positivity and growth can flourish. Embrace the Stoic principle of interdependence. While you are the guardian of your own emotions, you do not have to face the world alone. Allow your Stoic phalanx to serve as both a shield and a beacon, guiding you through challenges and reinforcing the belief that a life led by reason and virtue is not only achievable but also sustainable. In unity, you can fortify your emotional defenses and create a life filled with purpose, strength, and unwavering serenity. The Stoics, particularly philosophers like Seneca, emphasize the importance of living a life in harmony with nature. These guiding principles are exemplified by a network of virtuous individuals who support, inspire, and share your core beliefs. In difficult times, you can turn to them for support and guidance. They are the ones who listen, offer wise counsel, and provide unwavering encouragement. A strong support system can act as a buffer against the negative influence of toxic people. Dealing with toxic individuals can be emotionally draining, but having a safe space to share your experiences and frustrations is essential. Trusted friends or family members offer you understanding and compassion, reminding you that you're not fighting this battle alone. Toxic people often undermine your self-worth, but an effective support system restores your confidence by offering encouragement and reminding you of your abilities and value. Their faith in you strengthens your determination, rekindling the fire within you when negativity threatens to extinguish it. Setting an example of virtue and positivity, the Stoics believe it was crucial to surround yourself with people who embody the qualities you wish to cultivate in your own life. A network of virtuous individuals serves as a powerful source of inspiration and guidance, acting as positive role models that can profoundly influence your growth. By observing their strength, resilience, and optimistic outlook, you can learn valuable lessons about how to navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. Imagine being in the presence of individuals who exemplify Stoic virtues, such as wisdom, courage, and temperance. Their demeanor and actions can serve as a constant reminder of the principles you aspire to embody. When faced with negativity or adversity, their examples can provide you with a roadmap for handling such situations effectively. You might witness how they maintain their equanimity in the face of stress, or how they approach difficult conversations with empathy and assertiveness. Each interaction becomes an opportunity to absorb their wisdom and apply it to your own life. Moreover, this supportive network fosters an environment where mutual growth is encouraged. Engaging with individuals who share similar values allows for rich discussions that challenge your thinking and deepen your understanding of Stoic principles. Together, you can explore various philosophies, share personal experiences, and collaboratively develop strategies for managing negative situations. This sense of community not only bolsters your confidence, but also reinforces the idea that you are not alone in your journey toward emotional resilience. Having a circle of virtuous individuals also provides a safety net during tough times. In moments of vulnerability, these allies can offer perspectives that help you reframe challenges, reminding you of your inherent strength and capacity for growth. Their support acts as a balm for your spirit, allowing you to face negativity with renewed vigor. As you cultivate this network, be intentional about the qualities you seek in your relationships. Look for individuals who not only resonate with your values, but also challenge you to strive for your best self. These relationships should be built on mutual respect, where you both encourage each other to remain steadfast in the face of adversity. By choosing your companions wisely, you create an environment rich in positivity and empowerment. The Stoics understood that our environment significantly influences our mindset. Thus, surrounding yourself with virtuous individuals is not just about personal growth. It's about creating a collective that embodies the Stoic ideals of rationality, resilience, and emotional strength. This network acts as a shield against negativity, equipping you with the tools needed to respond to challenging situations with poise and confidence. In essence, cultivating relationships with those who reflect the qualities you aspire to develop creates a feedback loop of inspiration and support. As you learn from their examples and share your own insights, you foster a collective pursuit of virtue that enriches everyone involved. By prioritizing these connections, you empower yourself to navigate the complexities of life with a steadfast spirit, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth and learning. Ultimately, this community of virtue serves as a cornerstone for your emotional resilience, helping you not only endure life's challenges but thrive in the face of them. Building a strong support system is an ongoing process. You must nurture existing relationships and seek out new ones with people who align with your values. Here are some ways to do so. 1. Invest in quality time. Set aside time for meaningful interactions with those in your support network. Strengthen your connection by sharing experiences and listening to one another. 2. Join clubs or organizations. Whether it's volunteering, joining a club, or participating in online communities that align with your interests and values, these are great ways to meet like-minded individuals who can offer natural support and encouragement. Always remember the power of expressing gratitude to those who support you. Acknowledge their positive impact on your well-being and thank them for their presence and unflinching support. Through the cultivation of a robust Stoic phalanx, you build a formidable shield against the negativity of toxic individuals. This phalanx, formed by a cadre of positive influences, provides you with the strength, perspective, and renewed sense of optimism necessary to weather the emotional storms that can arise from difficult interactions. Just as a well-guarded fortress is enhanced by a strategic defense, your inner citadel benefits immensely from the support of those who uplift and encourage you. Surrounded by trustworthy companions who embody the Stoic virtues you aspire to, you create a sanctuary of resilience. These allies serve not only as emotional bulwarks, but also as mirrors reflecting your best qualities back to you. Their presence encourages you to stay true to your values and to maintain your composure when faced with negativity. With their support, you can approach life's challenges with a fortified mindset, transforming potential setbacks into opportunities for growth. Moreover, the synergy created within the supportive network amplifies your capacity for optimism. Engaging with individuals who share your commitment to personal growth fosters a culture of encouragement, where shared experiences and collective wisdom become a powerful resource. The conversations you engage in can lead to profound insights and new strategies for navigating difficult dynamics. As you exchange ideas and perspectives, you cultivate a collective resilience that strengthens your ability to respond effectively to adversity. Imagine facing a toxic encounter armed with the knowledge that you are not alone. Your phalanx stands ready to bolster your resolve. Their unwavering support acts as a buffer against the negative energy that toxic individuals may project. When you know you have a network of virtuous allies rallying behind you, the emotional weight of such encounters is significantly diminished. The toxic remarks and manipulative behaviors lose their potency when confronted with the unwavering strength of a supportive community. Your Stoic phalanx also reinforces the importance of maintaining your boundaries. When you share your experiences with trusted companions, they can offer invaluable feedback and encouragement, reminding you to uphold the limits you've established to protect your emotional well-being. Their presence serves as a reminder that self-care is not selfish. Rather, it is an essential component of a fulfilling life. In essence, this phalanx not only safeguards your inner peace, but also propels you toward a more resilient and empowered existence. By fostering these relationships, you create an environment where positivity flourishes, and you are continually inspired to rise above negativity. As you navigate the complexities of life, remember that your Stoic phalanx is there to support you, reinforcing the idea that you are equipped to face any challenge with strength and grace. In the end, surrounding yourself with a strong network of allies is not merely a strategy for coping with toxic individuals. It is a deliberate choice to elevate your life experience. This phalanx embodies the principles of Stoicism, fostering reason, virtue, and emotional stability, and empowers you to thrive in a world that can often feel overwhelming. With their unwavering support, you can build a fortress of tranquility that remains secure, allowing you to flourish amidst the chaos. Number 9. Prioritize self-care. Interacting with toxic individuals is akin to facing an unrelenting assault in combat. Your emotional energy is drained, leaving you feeling exhausted. Therefore, prioritizing self-care is essential when it comes to protecting yourself against negativity. Self-care becomes an essential component, much like a stoic warrior would prioritize tending to their wounds and sharpening their blade after battle. Your stoic way of living should include self-care as a fundamental aspect. Incorporate it into your daily routine and think of it as an investment in your mental well-being. Make it a priority, alongside other vital tasks, and schedule it into your day. Your emotional reserves can be replenished and your resistance to negativity strengthened through the following approaches to self-care. Participate in activities that bring you joy. Identify activities that genuinely bring you delight and help you relax. These could include physical exercises like running or yoga, as well as artistic pursuits such as painting or writing. Engaging in these activities allows you to de-stress, recharge your emotional batteries, and return to the world with renewed energy and perspective. Practice meditation. The Stoics engaged in awareness practices that were similar to meditation. Through meditation, you can calm your mind, disengage from negative thoughts, and create inner peace. By making meditation a regular part of your self-care routine, you equip yourself with a powerful tool to manage stress and negativity, whether it comes from within or from toxic individuals around you. Seek solace in nature. The Stoics place great emphasis on living in harmony with nature. Spending time in natural settings, whether it's a walk in the park or a hike through the woods, has a significant impact on your overall health and happiness. Immersing yourself in nature can alleviate stress, enhance your mood, and provide perspective, helping you combat the negativity you may encounter from toxic people. Think of self-care as preventative maintenance for your emotional well-being. A person who is well-rested and centered is much better equipped to handle negative emotions. Just as a stoic warrior ensures their armor is strong and their sword sharp, you can nurture your emotional resilience by engaging in self-care practices. Listen to your body's signals. Your body is in continuous communication with you. Pay attention to the signs of exhaustion, tension, or emotional depletion, and respond by prioritizing self-care. Don't wait until you are completely drained. Incorporate healthy eating, get enough sleep, and take breaks throughout the day. These simple routines form the foundation for your emotional resilience. Set boundaries for self-care time. Just as you set boundaries with toxic people, establish boundaries around the time you dedicate to self-care. Politely decline requests that might interfere with your relaxation time, or set aside specific periods throughout the day for activities that promote your well-being. Remember, prioritizing your own well-being is not selfish. It's essential for preserving your emotional strength. By incorporating self-care into your stoic way of life, you can become a more powerful and balanced individual. A stoic warrior is always prepared to face adversity, and you too will be better equipped to handle challenges with emotional fortitude. Keeping your emotional reserves full allows you to deflect negativity more effectively and radiate positivity, forming a strong shield against toxic people in your life. Number 10. Remember, it's not about you. Imagine a dark cloud looming over you, spewing negativity and obscuring your view of the world. When dealing with toxic people, you may frequently find yourself in situations like this. They create a poisonous environment by projecting their own worries, insecurities, and issues onto those around them, causing negative effects. The concept of prosok, rooted in Stoic philosophy, serves as a powerful defense mechanism in this context. We are encouraged to view ourselves as rational observers standing outside the emotional storm. By practicing prosok, a concept used by Stoic philosophers, we become impartial analyzers of the situation, separating ourselves from the negativity and focusing on the rational aspects of the scenario. When interacting with toxic people, it's essential to maintain this level of detachment. The insults and negativity they direct toward you are rarely about you personally. Rather, they are reflections of their own internal struggles. You can navigate toxicity by employing stoic detachment in the following ways. Toxic individuals often blame others, criticize, and spread negativity to divert attention from their own shortcomings. By applying stoic principles, you can recognize this projection for what it is. Detaching from the emotional intensity allows you to observe their behavior objectively. Much like a scientist studying a phenomenon, you'll realize that their negativity stems from their internal state, not from anything about you. In other words, their behavior is not a reflection of your worth or character, but a symptom of their own issues. Take, for instance, the dark cloud. While it may cast a shadow over you, it does not define you. It has nothing to do with the ground that it momentarily obscures from view. The sky above still has the sun blazing brightly. Epicurus, a major Stoic philosopher, reminds us that it's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. This highlights the importance of focusing on your Stoic path. The length of our lives is sufficient, and we are given ample time to achieve significant things, provided we use it wisely. If you wish to avoid squandering your valuable time and energy, it's crucial to avoid engaging with the negative energy of toxic individuals. Maintain your emotional distance, prioritize your well-being, and keep moving forward on the Stoic path that leads to a life filled with virtue and tranquility. Detachment doesn't mean apathy. It's possible to have compassion for their struggles without becoming entangled in the emotional storms they create. By practicing Stoic detachment, you transform yourself from a passive target into a centered observer. Remember, the sun continues to shine brilliantly above the thickest clouds. #11. Don't try to fix them. The desire to heal, mend, or play the role of therapist is often strong, particularly when someone you care about exhibits harmful behaviors. However, from a Stoic perspective, this path often leads to frustration and the depletion of your emotional reserves. Transformation for toxic individuals, like plants strangled by weeds, requires their own willpower and effort. This change cannot be forced for several reasons. 1. Focus on what you can control. Stoicism emphasizes concentrating on what is within your power, your own reactions and interactions, rather than trying to change a toxic person. The responsibility for their behavior lies solely with them. They must choose to address their emotions and seek a path toward virtue. 2. You can't take on their burden. Attempting to assume responsibility for their growth only creates an unhealthy dynamic and prevents them from taking accountability. A key principle of Stoicism is the acceptance of what is beyond your control, including the actions of others and the constantly shifting circumstances of life. The negativity exhibited by toxic individuals falls squarely in this category. Accepting this reality frees you from the futile effort to change them. Imagine your inner peace as a blooming garden, the focus of your Stoic cultivation. The toxic people in your life, with their negativity, are like weeds that threaten to choke the life from what you painstakingly nurtured. It's a waste of your time and energy to try uprooting the weeds in someone else's garden. Instead, concentrate on what matters most: building positive connections, tending to your virtues, and practicing self-care. While Stoicism values helping others achieve virtue, it also recognizes the limits of that assistance. If you feel compelled, you can gently encourage a toxic person to self-reflect, but always remember your limitations. Rather than dictating their path to change, offer resources that might inspire them. Whether it's a book on good communication, a recommendation for therapy, or a gentle suggestion to reflect on the consequences of their actions. Ultimately, the most powerful way to influence others is by embodying Stoic principles in your own life. Through your calm demeanor, measured responses, and unwavering focus on virtue, you become a beacon, a living testament to the transformative power of Stoicism. In some cases, despite your best efforts, a toxic person may remain entrenched in negativity. When this happens, Stoicism advises setting boundaries and, if necessary, distancing yourself to protect your well-being. Remember, while you cannot control their journey, you can always choose your own path. #####12. When to walk away. Imagine yourself seeking safety within the tranquility of your stoic castle, a refuge you meticulously constructed through emotional detachment, cultivating a healthy inner garden, and establishing strong walls by setting firm limits. This castle, a symbol of your resilience, is adorned with the lessons learned from past experiences and fortified by the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Yet, despite your best efforts, the relentless negativity of a toxic person continues to assail your defenses, like waves crashing against a sturdy cliff, threatening to erode the peace you've worked so diligently to maintain. In this moment, the concept of recognizing when to walk away emerges as a fundamental Stoic principle, illuminating a path toward preserving your emotional integrity. Walking away does not signify defeat. Rather, it represents a profound acceptance of the reality that some interactions are irreparably damaging to your well-being. It is an act of self-preservation that allows you to reclaim your inner sanctuary from those who wish to invade it. Imagine standing at the threshold of your castle, where you have the power to decide whether to engage further or retreat. This decision is not merely a reaction, but a conscious choice rooted in the understanding that your peace is paramount. The Stoics remind us that we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control our responses and the environments we choose to inhabit. Thus, stepping away from a toxic interaction becomes an empowering act, one that reinforces your commitment to nurturing your emotional landscape. As you contemplate this choice, envision how walking away creates space for positive energy and healthier relationships to flourish. By disengaging from the toxicity that threatens to seep into your inner sanctum, you pave the way for new connections that align with your values and enhance your sense of self. In this way, your stoic castle transforms from a mere refuge into a vibrant space where growth and joy can thrive, free from the shadows of negativity. Moreover, recognizing the right moment to withdraw cultivates an invaluable skill, discernment. This ability to assess your surroundings and make informed decisions based on your well-being allows you to navigate life's complexities with greater clarity and purpose. As you practice this discernment, you develop a keen awareness of the dynamics at play, empowering you to identify relationships that uplift rather than deplete you. Ultimately, this journey within your stoic castle is a testament to your dedication to self-care and emotional health. By choosing to walk away when faced with toxicity, you embody the stoic virtues of wisdom and courage. You affirm your right to safeguard your peace and prioritize your inner serenity, knowing that true strength lies not in confrontation, but in the wisdom to step back and preserve your sanctuary. With every step you take away from negativity, you solidify the foundations of your castle, ensuring that it remains a bastion of tranquility amidst the turbulent world outside. Leaving a toxic relationship, whether with a family member, friend, or co-worker, can be a difficult decision. However, prioritizing your mental and emotional health is essential. The Stoics emphasize living a virtuous and rational life, and maintaining a relationship that undermines your inner peace is incompatible with these ideals. This is why Stoicism supports withdrawing from harmful situations when necessary, keeping your Stoic sanctuary safe. Your inner peace is your sacred sanctuary, a refuge that you cultivate through self-care, mindfulness, and Stoic practice. This serene space, lovingly nurtured through your commitment to emotional well-being, serves as a fortress against the chaotic influences of the outside world. It is within these walls that you find solace, clarity, and strength, allowing you to connect with your true self. Yet, when a toxic individual enters the scene, their relentless negativity becomes akin to a prolonged siege on your fortress, threatening to undermine the stability you've worked so hard to establish. Imagine this siege as a persistent barrage of doubt, criticism, and emotional manipulation aimed at breaching the defenses of your sanctuary. With every negative remark or passive-aggressive comment, the integrity of your inner peace is tested, and the calm waters of your emotional landscape begin to ripple. To combat this, it becomes crucial to recognize the need to withdraw from these harmful situations. By doing so, you not only protect your emotional well-being, but also take an active stance in fortifying your sanctuary against external assaults. Removing yourself from toxic interactions is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it is an act of profound strength and wisdom. It is a deliberate choice to prioritize your mental health and emotional integrity over the draining dynamics that threaten to erode your peace. Just as a skilled commander would strategically retreat to regroup and reinforce their defenses, you too can step back and reclaim your space, ensuring that negativity does not infiltrate your sacred sanctuary. This act of withdrawal allows you to fortify your sanctuary further. With each toxic relationship you consciously step away from, you create room for healthier connections to flourish, relationships that nurture your spirit and support your journey toward growth. Surrounding yourself with individuals who uplift and inspire you enhances the strength of your fortress, transforming it into a vibrant haven where positivity thrives. Moreover, the process of safeguarding your inner peace through removal and detachment invites deeper self-reflection. It encourages you to examine the dynamics that drain you and the patterns that have previously gone unchallenged. As you engage in this self-exploration, you develop a greater understanding of your needs, boundaries, and values, allowing you to build an even more resilient sanctuary. Ultimately, by taking the brave step to distance yourself from toxic individuals, you reinforce your commitment to your inner sanctuary. You become the guardian of your emotional well-being, ensuring that your fortress remains intact against the storms of negativity. This journey not only empowers you, but also invites others to recognize the importance of safeguarding their own sanctuaries. In a world often rife with emotional turbulence, the practice of self-care and the wisdom of stoicism become essential tools in your arsenal, guiding you toward a life filled with peace, clarity, and authentic connection. Focus on what truly matters. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, reminds us of life's fleeting nature by saying, "The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately." Remaining in an unhealthy relationship wastes this precious time and energy. By walking away, you give yourself the opportunity to invest in positive relationships, meaningful pursuits, and experiences that nurture your spirit. Accept what's beyond your control. A core tenet of Stoicism is accepting what you cannot control, and other people's behavior is a prime example. When you accept that you can't change someone else's actions, you liberate yourself from frustration and futile efforts. This acceptance allows you to refocus your energy on your own well-being and personal growth. By internalizing these Stoic teachings, you transform from a frustrated fixer into a Stoic facilitator, offering assistance without compromising your own health and fostering a garden that thrives despite the weeds in other areas. Moreover, Stoicism promotes detachment during difficult times. The decision to walk away from something doesn't signal weakness or defeat. Rather, it reflects an acceptance of circumstances that are beyond your control and a conscious choice to detach from negative emotions. You're not abandoning the individual. You're relinquishing a toxic dynamic that harms both your body and mind. Moving on from a situation shouldn't be done impulsively. Consider these factors. Have you explored all possible avenues for resolution? Have you attempted open communication, set boundaries, or offered resources? Is the negativity a consistent pattern, or was it a single incident? How significantly is this relationship impacting your well-being? Walking away doesn't need to be dramatic. You can gradually withdraw, politely declining invitations, limiting communication, or creating emotional distance. Remember, removing yourself from a toxic situation is an act of Stoic self-preservation. It's a form of self-care, ensuring that your inner calm remains intact. Prioritizing your well-being allows you to create space for healthier, more positive relationships and experiences to flourish. #13. Forgive yourself. Imagine you are about to embark on a long journey, carrying a heavy bag filled with hatred and resentment toward a toxic individual. This emotional baggage weighs you down, slows your pace, drains your energy, and impedes your progress, turning what should be an uplifting adventure into a burdensome trek. Each step feels laborious, as the weight of past grievances clings to you, preventing you from moving forward with the lightness of spirit you deserve. In Stoic philosophy, forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about lightening your emotional load for your own sake. It is a profound act of self-liberation, a conscious choice to release the grip that past hurt has on your life. By forgiving, you are not condoning the toxic behavior or excusing the pain inflicted upon you. Rather, you are reclaiming your power and restoring your inner balance. Consider forgiveness as a way to unburden yourself from the shackles of resentment that can poison your thoughts and cloud your perception. This act of letting go creates space for healing and rejuvenation, allowing you to shift your focus from the actions of others to your own journey. Just as a traveler sheds unnecessary weight to travel further and faster, you too can release the emotional encumbrances that hinder your path. Reflecting on the wisdom of the Stoics, we learn that harboring negative emotions only serves to keep us tethered to the past, robbing us of the peace and clarity that comes with emotional freedom. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once noted that the greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. By clinging to feelings of anger and resentment, you are, in essence, allowing the toxic individual to continue affecting your life long after the actual interaction has ended. Forgiveness, then, becomes a transformative practice that allows you to reclaim the narrative of your journey. It enables you to turn inward, focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, reactions, and emotional well-being. As you release the heavy load, you will find your steps growing lighter and your heart opening to new possibilities. You become the author of your story, one who chooses to move forward unencumbered by the past. Additionally, the process of forgiveness fosters resilience, as it encourages you to cultivate empathy and understanding, even for those who have wronged you. By recognizing that everyone is imperfect and often struggling with their own challenges, you shift your perspective from one of victimhood to one of empowerment. You gain insight into the broader human experience, understanding that your journey does not have to be defined by the toxicity of others. In the end, the journey of forgiveness is not merely an act of absolution. It is a courageous step towards self-empowerment and emotional freedom. By choosing to forgive, you lighten your load, enabling yourself to navigate life's challenges with grace and fortitude. So, as you prepare to embark on your journey, take a moment to reflect on the weight you carry and consider the freedom that awaits you on the other side of forgiveness. Embrace this opportunity to travel lighter, with an open heart and a spirit ready to embrace the richness of life ahead. Stoicism teaches the importance of accepting what is beyond our control, and the actions of others are a prime example. Harboring hatred or resentment towards someone toxic only causes you harm, contaminating your present and clouding your future. Stoic principles equip you with the ability to forgive, not as an endorsement of their behavior, but as a way to release yourself from the weight of negativity. Focus on your inner landscape. The Stoics believe that true power lies in governing your thoughts and actions, not in controlling external events or the behavior of others. By forgiving yourself and letting go of resentment, you reclaim control over your inner world, making space for serenity and emotional well-being. Forgiveness in the Stoic sense isn't about excusing the toxic person's behavior, but rather acknowledging it, accepting what has happened, and recognizing that it is beyond your control. Then, you make a conscious decision to move forward with a lighter heart. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, reminds us, you have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Forgiving yourself allows you to regain this inner power, breaking the cycle of negativity. Breaking the cycle of resentment. Resentment is a self-imposed prison. By holding on to it, you continue to allow the toxic individual to negatively influence your life, even after they are no longer present. Forgiving yourself breaks this cycle, releasing you from the emotional chains of the past. Self-forgiveness doesn't happen overnight, but there are ways to cultivate it. 1. Acknowledge your feelings. The first step is recognizing your anger, hurt, or resentment. Repressing these emotions only prolongs the healing process. 2. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and empathy you would offer to a friend in a similar situation. Acknowledge that you were hurt by their behavior, but also that you have the power to move past it. 3. Shift your perspective. Try to view the situation from an objective standpoint. Was the toxic individual acting out of malice, or were other factors at play? Shifting your viewpoint can foster empathy and understanding, making the path to forgiveness clearer. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. By letting go of the burden of resentment, you create space for emotional healing, progress, and a more fulfilling life. Imagine yourself continuing on your journey with a lighter backpack and a lighter heart, ready to embrace new adventures with renewed strength and tranquility. Through these 13 Stoic-inspired methods, you can transform from a passive victim of toxic individuals into a resilient protector of your inner peace. Each strategy equips you with the tools to navigate the emotional turbulence that toxic dynamics often create, empowering you to maintain your serenity amidst the chaos. By adopting these practices, you cultivate a mindset that not only prioritizes your well-being, but also fosters an environment of strength and clarity. As you embrace these Stoic principles, you begin to build a robust framework for resilience that allows you to face negativity with composure and grace. Remember, a life free from negativity is a life worth fighting for. It is not merely about avoiding toxic influences. It is about actively choosing to create a life filled with positivity, growth, and authentic connections. Every step you take towards safeguarding your emotional health is a testament to your strength and commitment to living a fulfilling life. As you apply these methods, you may find that your relationships improve, your self-awareness deepens, and your overall happiness flourishes. In this journey, you become not just a survivor of toxicity, but a beacon of tranquility, inspiring others to pursue their own paths toward inner peace. In the grand tapestry of life, your pursuit of emotional well-being becomes a powerful narrative, one that celebrates resilience, self-care, and the unwavering belief that you have the power to shape your reality. So stand firm in your commitment to protect your inner sanctuary. Embrace the wisdom of Stoicism as you navigate the challenges of interpersonal relationships, knowing that each method you employ fortifies your citadel of tranquility. Ultimately, you are not just defending yourself against negativity. You are championing a life filled with purpose, joy, and unwavering peace.